Go.
Good morning. I'm Ken, the general manager here at Ettin Games and Hobbies. Behind me here, two heads of the giant Ettin, which represents our owner, Dave Donahue, and originally his partners, but now he's the sole proprietor. Cherry is behind the camera. Say hi, Cherry.
Hi.
She's going to be our IT guru today. We're here at the corner of Farm to Market 1960, which goes right by Houston International Airport, and Highway 59, which I am told is one of the largest highways in the United States. So, prime location. You can see we have lots of parking. We have a lot of cool stickers and advertisement in the window. We also have ramp access for the handicapped over here on the right-hand side for our customers that need some assistance.
And here's the parking lot. Nice.
We do share with a lot of other businesses, but we're pretty happy neighbors, including Italianos over there. So if you want something to eat, you can swing on by to see us, grab some good Italian food.
Or pizza.
Or pizza.
Or bakery stuff.
Or bakery. Yummy Tummy's got some good sweets.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and enter the store. All right.
Here's our hours. Well,
We have our hours posted. We don't have the open sign yet because, of course, we're taking this video just before store hours, nice and bright and early in the morning. We're going to give you a quick tour of the merchandise. We have our kids and family and learn to play strategy games kind of over here right by the entrance. We also have some games out for them to enjoy and try out. This is sort of our showcase, new releases, new arrivals area. You can see we have some of the recent 40K offerings and some of the recent Reborn Tal'Dorei for D&D. We also have the board game top 30, some classic games over here. This is kind of our board game wall. We decided that Board Game Geek has a really good grading system for board games, so we decided to go with that. So it's all by weight. So you'll see essential board games, weight 1, weight 2. We also have historical board games. We have Drist up here watching over them, by the way. Say hi, Drist. Hi, Drist. Okay, we also have our D&D wall. It starts, of course, with the current edition of the game and all the recent releases, including Onslaught, the Warriors of Crane, and the board games. As you go down the wall, we have a lot of third-party merchandise as well. And then, of course, we also have the classics, what they call the old school Renaissance, and the first edition clones. I'm making way over here to the small games and party games, and then you can see the weight goes all the way up to 5, so our more complex versions.
so we started over there with weight 1. We go to weight 2. And then we have weight 3, 4, and 5 because there's not as many of those.
Sherry's been doing a great job organizing this for us too. She's fantastic. We have some lockers over here for the staff and for the folks here at the store if they need one. We also have some artwork, a little bit of joke up there in the wall. This is one of our 2 restrooms. I think it should be kind of bright about because Sherry did a great job on the artwork when we first opened this one here. We themed this one the Warhammer 40K restroom, so you can see why.
And
No
normal
point having a dull restroom.
normal facilities in here. Handicap bars, plenty of room for a wheelchair to come in and out. An article that was done about us in the Houston Chronicle in 2015.
We also have, speaking of Warhammer 40K, we have the elevated tables here in the back as well as some terrain for our miniature players. That does not just Warhammer 40K. That also includes, of course, Battletech, Flames of War, and all kinds of miniature strategy games that we do carry. We have some space back here. This is board games and card games. This is actually overflow from our dedicated card game section, although we do also have private rooms that are available. Sometimes the parties reserve those, so sometimes it's overflow. It really depends on how many folks we have in here. We have had some packed houses and set up additional tables, which you can actually see over underneath the elevated tables. So we can have a pretty sizable crowd in here when the need arises. We have, of course, have more RPGs and miniatures down this aisle. This is sort of our every RPG that's not D&D aisle. We also have a great miniature wall, which includes our prismatic paints from Wizards of the Coast. That's That's not hardly all of it, but this is a good place to start. We have organized this to make it as easy as possible to try and find what you're looking for, which is, of course, a challenge with as many miniatures as there are. So you can see we have monsters.
Monsters
And
over
then, of
here.
course, we have more of the adventurers. We have sort of the catch-all, non-fantasy miniatures, animal werefolk, and so forth. We have some fun artwork up there, of course, which also hails back to the earliest games. Over here we have system agnostic stuff if you're in for RPGs and you just want some good and handy tools.
And these are alphabetized A to Z going down that direction. So as you go into the store, go towards the back of the store, start with the A's, go down to the Z's.
This is sort of our snack area, drink beverage area. We also have our point of sale. This is where we do a majority of our transactions. We do have a handheld POS, which we do use for larger events when we have things like the flea market or pre-releases, etc. So we can actually have more than one terminal going at the same time. Of course, Shopify and Binder also have the potential. We also have the capacity to load an app on the phone, so we could literally have it. Half a dozen people here all able to check out as necessary. So technology is a beautiful thing.
We also have a board game library back here
Yeah.
where you can, as long as there's a free table, grab a board game, sit down, and play a game.
And this is how actually Ettin got started. It started with Dave Donahue, the owner's Board Game Library, which is doing nothing but grow, which is probably why we have such a substantial board game section. We're going to slide down here. Speaking of Battletech, we also have some Star Wars Shatterpoint. We have the traditional Warhammer Sigmar over here on the left. Marvel Crisis Protocol, Star Wars Legion, the new
Shatterpoint.
Alpha Strike from Battletech. It would probably worth be noting that Dave's very community-minded. He's been a history teacher for more than a couple of decades. And so, needless to say, it shouldn't be too surprising that we have Flames of War and historical strategy games. We also have Lord of the Rings, Dark Ages, Saga. So if you're looking for a historical epic, we pretty much got you covered. So a lot of neat stuff over here. I'm going back over here around the corner. This is the dedicated 40K wall. We do have our own 40K team. So we're serious about hosting 40K tournaments. This is our 40K wall. You saw some Leviathans, which is the newest release for 10th edition when you came in. And then, of course, we have a lot of dedicated miniature painters and enthusiasts. And we have a number of different paints available for them, as well as brushes and all the different tools, from Army Painter to Too Thin Coats to Speed Paints. We pretty much got it covered.
To Reaper,
To
yeah, Citadel, to, yes, we have tons.
You got it all, yeah. Can you tell that Cherry's one of our painters?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, we'll whip around the corner here. We do have, of course, some already painted miniatures if you're more in that line. We also have cases, which you maybe see at the front, where we have people who have painted some of our miniatures or dedicated some of the miniatures to us.
Now these are pre-painted miniatures that come out of these blind boxes that are up here, that we have taken out of the boxes and sell individuals.
Right here we have our Pokemon case, as well as our singles. You can see that some of the finer in-demand cards are showcased, as well as some of the sets. We also have a lot of our Dragon Shield. We have our Game Genix. You can see we have our mats. Oh, including one of the new, I can't remember the name of the app. Pinfinity.
Yeah.
Virtual reality apps. We got those neat from the D&D cartoon back in the day. We have our Magic section. You can see we have some of the stuff showcased, which I probably should go around and face. I thought that was faced. Cool.
Yeah, some of them have kind of turned a little bit.
They have been turned because
as we've grabbed
as-
stuff out
as
of the
we grab
boxes.
stuff out of the boxes. We also have our singles. Back here, we actually have a total of about 5 binders that have been alphabetized.
For Magic, and then we have 1 to 2 binders depending on the demand of Pokemon.
And then we have a catch box for the $2 and under singles, which is
And-
sort of the, what do we call the
When we get Lorcana,
chief.
we'll have some binders for Lorcana as well.
we have dedicated binders. We also have door dragon shielding over here.
Hold on just a second. I want to get
yeah,
this whole
get a good
little
shot.
thing.
We got
Also,
play mats. We got.
we're
You got a shot of the tubes. We got side loaders, top loaders.
we also have the card gaming area. So we have a little station where you can get lands and Pokemon, actually, free stuff.
Our community pool of cards. We've got some of the latest posters of Cup hanging out in the gaming area. This isn't our only dedicated gaming area. We also have private rooms, which we're going to show you here in a minute. We do have some more Dragon Shield up over here, along with some fun icons.
Yeah, I emptied a
Take
few
your time,
shelves.
Get a good shot.
Yeah, I emptied a few shelves yesterday, moving things around. I still have to move things around some more.
They're probably watching this without sound anyway.
So,
These are actually private rooms. These are usually reserved for parties, birthday parties, game days, but of course we can also use this as overflow if we need to. This is what we call the TSR room, or the blue room. David actually has gotten some autographed art from what they call the Four Horsemen, which would be Jeff Eastlake, Larry Elmore, Hugh Parkinson, and if I remember, Clyde Caldwell. So you will see some autograph copies up on the wall, as well as some maps.
well, I think that this one also has maybe the author of the book that
The
was.
author of the book as well.
I think it's Margaret Weiss might be one of the ones that.
I think one of them might have a autograph by Ed Greenwood as well.
Yeah.
One of the Forgotten Realms ones, but I can't remember which one. But I know I've seen it. Like those are all signed Easleys.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very just give me chills.
I know he so lucked out with some of those.
Oh, he really did. So let me just send you. Over here, of course, we do have more terrain. This is, of course, usable for any kind of miniature game or any kind of strategy game you want to use.
Storage options for your games.
Correct.
So right
Behind
here.
me, we have some of our swankier dice, as well as some of our 3D printed dragons with some really neat folks at the Omni Games, which are north of Seattle. Really cool dude came down to visit us.
Some more artwork up here.
Correct.
So you can see where we labeled the TSR room.
We of course have all sorts of assorted dice, whether you need polyhedral dice for a D&D game, or you just need some countdown dice for your Magic, or you need some dice for your Warhammer 40K. We got you covered with bags and holders. We got some novels as well, an assortment of different line novels. Of course, we have T-shirts. What game shop would be complete without some good merchandise to wear? We also have bases as well as terrain, like the flock and the grass, the different things. A large assortment of bases that's for you people who want to or do 3D printing or just making customized miniatures. So a lot of fun there. We also have our markdown shelf. We'll take you into the green room, which of course is the Tolkien room. Very similar to the TSR room as far as available space, but of course completely different decor. Some from the films, mostly from the books. So even the poster from the animated, I think this is the Ralph Bakshi. Yeah, this is a Ralph Bakshi film.
Mm-hmm.
Some people love them, some people hate them. We have the dry erase board, of course, features as well, and some collectible items.
The dry erase boards are also magnetized, and you can use them as a screen if you want to use a projector, which we also do have available for people to use if they want to in the back. And you'll notice that there is a fire extinguisher in both rooms just in case.
Correct.
As well as trash cans.
And then, of course, last but not least, speaking of TSR,
we also have our little paint section right here for anybody to try and paint their minis, as long as there's a free table at the store. We've got tablecloths. We have little just places where you can just paint if you don't want a full tablecloth. And these are all free to use in the store. All of this stuff back here in this corner.
And then, of course, we also have the TSR bathroom.
Yes.
Here we are in the bathroom. Also handicap accessible. Also, plenty of room for wheelchair as necessary. Again, you lowerly placed mirrors, so it's lower for anyone who might need it. And of course, Dragon magazine covers all over one of the walls. We also conveniently place calendars for our events upcoming.
They're in 3 places in the store, 1 in each bathroom and 1 at the counter.
All right. And I believe that is the finished tour. So
We also have screens that constantly run the different events that are going on. If we have a tournament, these screens will be used for any of the countdowns, any of the sign-up names, and other such important items. We've even run it where if we're teaching classes or anything like that, we can film and show it live on screen right there. I'm trying to think of anything else that we missed. That's just about it.
that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started this process back in May, and then we had some change of staff. So I'm the general manager, but I've only been in for a few months. Sherry's been here. She's been part of the family for a long time. She was part of the family long before she even worked here.
From before
so
they
she was giving her
opened.
heart and soul to Ettin Games and Hobbies long before that happened. But we finally finished the video up, and we're putting this off. And so hopefully, we're very much looking forward to hearing back from you and finding out that you chose us to be one of the Loricana hosts for the game as well as the merchandise. So thank you very much for visiting, virtually visiting Ettin Games and Hobbies. Again, this is Ken and Cherry
Bye.
signing off. Bye-bye.